Hello, my amazing artists. I'm so happy that you guys joined me in for our very first virtual Wednesday lesson. This Wednesday, we're going to be focusing on the element of art called line. So, line is something that starts from one point and goes all the way until another point, and that's when it ends. A line can be straight, it can be wavy, it can be zigzag, it could be loopy, and it could be dotted. There are so many different types of lines that you can make, and that's what I want you to do today. So today we're going to be making our very own abstract line art. We're going to be making all different types of lines in our abstract line lesson. So abstract means something that doesn't look like it's supposed to. So if I were to draw a clock or a phone, it would look like a clock or a phone. But if I were to draw an abstract clock, it would not look like a clock. You would not be able to tell that it was a clock. So when we make our abstract lines, it shouldn't look like something. It should be abstract, okay? So in this, we're doing a bunch of different types of lines. I want you to see if you can draw 5 types of lines. So 5 lines. So I have a wavy line, 1, a straight line, 2, a loop-de-doop-de-doop line, 3, a crazy line, 4, and a zigzag line. 5. Okay? Here are some different examples of lines. Just like I showed you in the abstract one, I'll show you here. So here we have a zigzag line. A zigzag line goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. A straight line goes from one side all the way to the other side. A wavy line goes up and down and up and down. But do you see the difference between the wavy line and the zigzag line? The zigzag line has edges. They're hard and pointy like sharp teeth. But the wavy line has got soft edges and it looks like hair. Okay? Another type of line is a loop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de line. Do you see how it sounds like a loop-de-doop-de? Loop-de-doop-de-doop-de line. Okay? A loop-de-doop-de line goes up and over and through, and up and over and through. Okay? Kind of looks like curly hair. And I call this one a cloud line because it looks like a cloud. I'm sure you guessed that. Okay? So it goes up and down in a curved line. See how it's a curved line and not a straight line? And the last one's my favorite type of line. It's the crazy line. It does not have any direction. It just goes up and down and up and down and over and to the side and up and down and up and down and up and down again. Okay? The only thing about the crazy line is that I did not scribble. I did not go fast. I took my time and I made sure that I went from one side all the way to the other. Okay, so these are different types of lines that you can use. But see how these lines aren't touching one another? There's space in between each line. Okay, I did that so you could see the difference between the lines. But when I want you guys to make your lines, it's okay if they crisscross and overlap and go over one another, under one another, and it's okay if they touch, okay? So if you look at my abstract line art right here, my zigzag cuts through my wavy, and my wavy cuts through my loop-de-doop-de, and that's okay. I want you to do that. So if we're looking at this, do you see how this section is all green and it's not outside of the line anywhere? And how this section is all blue and it's not touching the green or the red, it's separated by that black line. That's what I want you guys to do. I want you to find a shape, fill it in with color. See how I did that? Even if it's a tiny little shape, I want you to fill it in. I don't want to see a purple touching a purple or an orange touching orange. See how I separated the colors so that you can tell the difference between one shape and another shape? That's what I'm looking for, okay? So up next, you're gonna see the video on how I made my marvelous masterpiece. And I want to see you guys make your masterpiece. I'm so excited to see how these are gonna turn out, and I can't wait for you to start them. So to begin, my amazing artists, we are gonna first write our name. That's all we're gonna do on the back side, and we're gonna leave the rest blank. Then we're gonna flip the paper over so that there's nothing on the paper, and we're gonna start. So I wanted you to brainstorm different types of lines. So this line I'm making is a zigzag line. You can see how it zigs and how it zags. I started at one end of the paper and I went all the way to the other end of the paper. I didn't stop halfway through. Now I'm making a straight line, again, from one end of the paper to the other, and it's okay if it cross paths with another line. A third line I'm making is a swirly line. See how it swirls up and down? Again, from one end of the paper to the other. Now that whole section right here is going to be blank, so I should fill it in with another line. This one's going to be a wavy line. You can see the waves up and down as I go across the paper. Now what I'm going to do is one more line all the way down the center. And this is going to be a tiny wavy line. See how I'm crossing all of the other lines and I'm starting from one end of the paper to the other end of the paper? Now, since I'm done with my pencil, I'm going to move on to marker. You can use a black marker, a black crayon, a black colored pencil. Just want you to have a nice, dark tool to outline your lines. So when I say I'm outlining the lines, I mean I'm going right over the lines that I just made in pencil. I'm not coloring in, I'm not scribbling, and I'm taking my time. I'm even lifting the marker as I go to make sure that I can go nice and smooth. So every line that I made in pencil, I'm going to be outlining in marker. So I'm doing my zigzag up and down. It's easy if you follow the same line that you drew and not go all over all the different other lines, so that you make sure that you know that you did every line. And with the marker, I go all the way to the edge of the paper. I'm going to continue doing this until I am all done outlining. Okay, this part is sped up, so don't worry, I was not going that fast. Now I have all of my outline lines. I got my squiggly lines, my straight lines, my zigzag lines, and my curly lines. Now I get to color. I want you to fill in an entire section with crayon, marker, colored pencil, whatever you have. So I just showed you a colored pencil and a marker. If you have a crayon, you can use that too. I'm choosing a colored pencil. I want you to look at all of the shapes that you created within your lines, and I want you to color them in. So if you find yourself going up to the edge of a line, I want you to stop drawing there because that's the edge of your shape. So I'm going to color in this entire section purple. I'm not scribbling, I'm taking my time, and I'm going right to the edge, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not going over the line because I want to stay inside the shape that I just made. So I'm going to keep doing that. Again, I sped this up, so this is not how fast I was going, and it's definitely not how fast you should be going. I'm going to fill this entire section up with purple colored pencil. I'm going to make sure that I don't go into any other shapes that I made. See how I just colored in that one shape? Now I'm going to go to another color and another shape. This one's pink. I'm coloring inside here and I'm not touching any of that purple. Now this next shape is going to be green colored pencil. Again, I'm staying inside the lines. I'm not scribbling. I'm filling the entire shape up with colored pencil. And I want you to do that all the way around.